Testimony of the presenters. Please be advised, anybody that is here present to testify before Commissioners Court, that you are under oath. Public comments? Any public comments?
I got this email from the gentleman, so we did discuss it about, I think when you just came in or after that, about the battery solar deals. So I don't know if,
We'll have to put it in Commissioners Court.
good.
2.1, discussion and appropriate action declaring the closure of the second floor of the Dimmit County Historical Courthouse to the public and for judicial matters due to the imminent threat to public health and safety, non-compliance with ADA, and a reasonable unforeseeable situation, including fire and smoke of AC units malfunction in the courtroom. Commissioners, as you are aware, we do have, I think, Ms. Gonzalez, if you want to make some comments, and then I can present the rest to the commissioners in regards to the threat of public safety to the historical courthouse courtroom.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning.
Commissioners, I'm not sure if you all are aware, the elevator has been broken for a long time now. And so my office has had to carry baskets of files for the 365th Court. As you're aware, Judge Abascal continues to use the courtroom in that building to conduct his business. We carry these baskets of files to the second floor. It has become a safety issue. Myself and two of my other clerks have fallen down the stairs. We have sprained ankles, have bruised knees, have sprained wrists. Not only our clerks have fallen, but I feel that there is an issue or a concern with our public, a safety issue with the public that come into court. We have pregnant ladies that come into court. We have had people that come in crutches that climb the stairs. I feel that if they fall and they slip, it could make, a good thing for a lawsuit. Not only that, but I feel that there is a concern for electrical issues in the courtroom. Every so often, I'm having to have our maintenance people or personnel switch out light bulbs in the courtroom, especially in front of the judge's bench. There's about 6 light bulbs that are constantly burning out, and so we're having to switch those out. Our air conditioning units, even though they're turned off, they run, the fans run on test mode, and they blow really hot air. And so it makes the courtroom really hot. And so we can't turn off the units because they're running on test mode. Those are just a few of the issues that we have encountered while having court in that building. Again, if you decide that you want to close the courtroom, I would hope that you consider moving 365th to this building just for logistic purposes, because my office is housed in this building, and it would help me tremendously because I could just bring the files downstairs or upstairs, because we have 2 courtrooms in this building that could accommodate 365th here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. Questions?
Judge, Ms. Gonzalez, I figured if we go the route, if we go, not the route, but if we make a decision and then closing the second floor, I would rather have you move your files to the top instead of going back down. Out there's some room. And the other thing that I'm gonna address is what's going on at the old courthouse. On Friday, what was it, last week?
No,
Couple of
this
days,
week.
we had to close 4 o'clock because we found an issue with the air conditions. I called Trained, they came down, there's several air conditions that are going out and shorting out. Even though they turned them off, they continue working. So, with that perspective, he was gonna give me, the concerns and issues, but he said that he was gonna send them next week. So we can address them also again if we have to in Commissioner's Court. There's a lot of electrical issues with that courthouse. And those ACs are supposed to turn on, but like you said, they kick back on. We turned off the breaker and it still turned on. So we know there's shorts on it. The elevator, as I've been mentioning in the Commissioner's Court, they're just temporary fix. I'm trying to see if we can get a new elevator, but if we go the route or not the route, but if we make a decision on closing down the second floor, then we can just leave it like that. The only thing is, Miss Martinez up there. But I got an idea, Judge, if I may address it also with this. We have that old KO building right next door to Ms. Gonzalez's
By the
storage
DHS.
room. Maybe we can tear that down and make an office for the county attorney, the emergency management coordinator office, and Mr. Garcia's. If we can come up with a solution of making a new building there, so we can accommodate y'all's needs and not have to go through the process of it's too hot, it smells, because it's getting to smell more and more worse. Because the lack of use of the restrooms and all that. And it's hard for me to tell you all, well, go flush it every 5 minutes. I know y'all are busy. But my idea is maybe if we close the courthouse, and I'm gonna get a state fire marshal from Austin to come and look at all the electrical wiring. If it's unsafe, then we're gonna really have to shut it down. Because we're doing repairs and we're overloading the system by making new repairs, and it's causing more and more shorts. So that wire might be old. I'm telling you how long it's been. Just since they built it. I just got it in last January, so we're trying to maintain it where we can keep up. We can keep up with it, but it's, in the long run, we're spending more money than trying maybe get a new office or something and just close that courthouse.
Other questions or comments to Ms. Gonzalez?
I just had a couple of them. Due to absentee voting is gonna start, I know it's downstairs, but during the election, they go upstairs. I don't have a problem with closing the second floor, but that's gonna open a can of worms for us, because if something happens when Mr. Garcia is coming over there, they're gonna come and say, you all knew, you all closed it, but you were still using it. Okay? So is there enough room for the county attorney downstairs and for the election? What about your record? We gotta bring them down, because once we close it, we can't have nobody going up and down. Simple as that. We're just opening ourselves for a bigger lawsuit, because we all knew we closed it, but yet we kept on using it.
Well, in specific, just to answer or address some of your concerns, Commissioner Carmona, in specific, when we drafted this agenda, and when I'm gonna draft the order to sign it, ordering that if we vote to close it, it's specifically closed, the second floor will specifically be closed to the public and for judicial matters. So it's kind of a caveat in the sense that it would still allow Mr. Gonzalez to partake in his work up there. The only part is that he won't be able to have the public go up there. They need to meet with him and talk with him. I think that there is a concern in terms of having that whole entire second floor obviously closed down. until we can resolve any issues that need to be resolved. And I think at the time when Commissioner Alonso comes back and tells us to the contrary, that the issues cannot, then I think we need to address those matters. I talked to Mr. Garcia briefly a couple of days ago in regards to the whole voting thing, because that is a polling place. And having Mr. Garcia utilize the first floor to conduct all of the matters, to include the mail-in ballots, counting, the counting of the day of, instead, I know normally the machine, y'all have it upstairs, it would have to be downstairs.
As far as the tabulation, we can do it downstairs.
So right now, essentially, the main thing to address your concern is Mr. Gonzalez utilizing the office upstairs, and not having the public having access to the county attorney unless he comes downstairs to meet with them. Because right now, it truly is a safety, going back to the whole electrical issue, it being a fire hazard due to the shorts, shorting. There's also that imminent threat to the public safety. Of course, we are not compliant with ADA. I did the research, and we're looking at $75,000 minimum fine for not being compliant with ADA. I've looked at it, I've done my research, and because we don't offer the ability or capability to have individuals with disabilities per se, let's say people in wheelchairs. I know I talked to Mr. Gonzalez about someone going up the stairs in crutches. Those are all really big concerns that we as a commissioner's court need to really consider in terms of not being ADA compliant, and also having a readily lawsuit on our hands. With that being said, we have to figure out some kind of way to address the county attorney issue in having him, I mean, at this point we're limited in where he can be other than downstairs, him coming downstairs to meet, if he needs to meet with a victim. And I know that Mr. Garcia has a lot of the election stuff going on already downstairs. Really it's a logistical matter of where we have to have Mr. Gonzalez, so that he can, like I said, he can still conduct business, but if people needed to visit with him, a victim, a police officer or something, how do we go about doing that, given the fact that we're closing it to the public for not having it being used? However, like I said, the law enforcement talking to him is not a problem. They can still go up there because he's going to conduct that business. The problem lies within if he needs to meet, like I said, with a victim, a family. He has court in my court for protective orders, and when we have protective orders, there's always a victim involved. And so his staff needs to talk to that victim. Where is he going to talk to that victim? Unless we make some accommodation for him downstairs. And we need to look at the logistics for Mr. Garcia, where we're going to have that downstairs. And so that's one of the biggest concerns, if you will, in terms of the logistics. I think it goes without saying that the second floor needs to be closed to the public until the issues get resolved regarding the elevator, regarding the electrical, regarding the smoke coming out of the AC unit. That's without saying. In terms of the order, if it is approved by Commissioner's Court that I'll sign, that will be forwarded to District Judge Amado Abascal, declaring that that courthouse second floor will be closed, and therefore he'll have to conduct and utilize this courthouse for business matters. I have drafted a letter that I will be forwarding to the district judge, advising him that my office will do everything that needs to be done to accommodate Judge Abascal and his staff. We do have the first floor courtroom. We also have the third third floor courtroom, but we also have to take into consideration that historically speaking, that third floor courtroom at some point was allocated for the other district judge, Judge Flores. I have spoken to Judge Flores. I called her. We had a lengthy conversation. She said she had no problem, taking turns with Judge Abascal. However, her schedule is set for certain days already. There's going to be a jury trial in 2 weeks, so Judge Abascal will not be able to utilize the courtroom on the third floor. He's more than welcome to use here. I'm going to get with his staff. We're going to collaborate, myself, my office, Ms. Mari, Judge Flores, to offer him a schedule as to when he wants to come over here, but it's without saying that we will do the very best that we can to accommodate his services at the district courtroom. The luxury, as Ms. Mari says, the luxury of her being housed here is all her files are here, regardless if she goes to the third floor, she comes to the first floor, they're here. She doesn't have to move files and keep them permanently on the third or move them to the first. They can stay in her office. She just has to get on the elevator and bring them with her, which she kind of has to do that now because she takes them over there to conduct court with him over there. So the main issue is how we move forward with the concern that Commissioner Juan said, which is a valid concern in terms of Mr. Gonzalez.
I have
The
one.
most concern I have is, I think he's got somebody that's on that's my main concern, because she's gotta climb up the stairs.
Well, and I've heard his concerns regarding that. He has voiced those to me because he does have an employee who utilizes a cane,
Right.
and she's tripped as well, so that's another concern. Obviously before it wasn't an issue because she could use the elevator. Since the elevator is not in working conditions right now, she cannot use it. And that again is grounds for a possible lawsuit, workman's compensation, if she does fall on herself. So there is a concern there as to one of his employees also, possibly being ADA. So those are all concerns.
Yesterday I met with the fire marshal from Eagle Pass, and I asked them for some information, maybe if they could come do an inspection. Well, they're not certified to that level. That's where we went and started looking to get the fire marshals that are from Austin that are certified with the fire codes and all that. So I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna try and get a hold of the office today, if not first thing Monday morning, so I can get a fire marshal down here as soon as possible. We have all those ACs that are up there, they all have some of them have electrical malfunctions. The gentleman was telling me some are beyond repair, but they're still working. He doesn't understand how. But
Let's just discuss the second floor, Commissioner.
we're not discussing the second floor.
But
Let's contribute it.
we're just here to close it.
Well,
or
wait,
leave
but
it open,
I
so-
wanted to say that the air conditions pertain to the second floor. I'm not opening that.
Ms. Hernandez, give me 1 second, Mr. Bill. Ms. Hernandez, do you know if Mr. Gonzalez is here?
Judge, he had a doctor appointment this morning.
Okay.
That's why he's not here.
Judge, I just had a comment also adding to, as far as persons that really need to talk to the county attorney. As early as yesterday, I stepped out into the hallway, and before I noticed this woman coming down the stairs very slowly, very carefully, and more so because she was carrying that baby in her arms. And I just, a lot of bad things come to your head, but I didn't want her to know that I was looking at her because she would get nervous or something. So I went back in my office, but I stood at the door just in case. But that's one instance that, where people really have to talk to someone.
No, I agree with you. And I think Mr. Bell's here on behalf of the Historical Commission. Did you also have a comment, Mr. Bell?
Yes, I do. These are all valid concerns about the non-use of the elevator, but you go back to the master plan that we did in 2000 and 2001, the renovation of the courthouse, there's a number of issues that are, it's clearly, purely and clearly maintenance. I don't know if it's, whoever's in charge of the maintenance don't know, don't care, don't want to know, but to shut that courthouse plumb down is out of the question by the state and what they decided. And according to the master plan, there is a clear outline of what and how to do. It is on file in the county records, and there's a CD that clearly outlines it. All in the world of elevator is maintenance. I mean, they got elevators in San Antonio that's been there for over 100 years. They're still using them, and they're all right. Just because that one don't work now, don't mean it can't work. Same way with this one. If this one didn't work, yes, that would be a safety violation. Same way with the air conditioner. They were put up there in 2001. Okay, that's 22 years. That's not outside the scope. If there's an electrical short, get an electrician. Not necessarily the one that's been working on them that had to fix them, but get a certified electrician. You may have to spend another $150. You talk about the fine. If somebody falls or ADA compliant, yes, there is a fine. Well, what bank are you gonna put that savings in by not hiring an electrician? So it's just pure and simple maintenance. It's not rocket science.
Mr. Bell, with all due respect, sir.
Thank you.
Can I ask,
Thank you.
Judge?
Go.
No. Mr. Bell, with all due respect to you, he has called electricians and they told him all the wires are messed up. They're old, some of them are peeled. So it would take a lot of time for us to start tearing up all the lines and rewiring the whole system.
It was all rewired in 2000. Well,
Well,
2001.
apparently there's some problems there, because
Well, then go back to-
even on the outside, the
Go
lights.
back to the people who did it. I mean, if there's a list of the
It's
people
already
who did it.
23 years, sir. It's already 24 years that that thing was renovated. Don't you think that even our houses sometimes get it short anywhere, and then
If
you
you
try
just
to,
start your house, you just quit, move off somewhere else and leave it? No,
Right.
you get it fixed.
but here, you can't touch a lot of things because the historical commission won't let you do it.
That's bull.
Not according to them.
According to them,
Yeah.
I hadn't received
Well,
one letter from them.
call them and find out for us. And
So-
then, since you were here, representing them, call them and tell them we're gonna tear up a lot of stuff, some of the wall also, and give them the authority to do it, and we'll be glad to do it.
It's not that, it's maintenance.
Sir?
So
What
we're,
am I talking about?
Commissioner.
It's gonna,
we're just, thank you, Mr. Bell. So
Thank you.
what we're gonna do is, in terms of, we obviously, and we're gonna put it on the record, we cannot close the courthouse down by law. We can't close it completely. And even if we move Mr. Garcia and everybody out there, it still has to be open for historical purposes. The courthouse will not be closed in that sense to address, Mr. Bell, in terms of thinking we're gonna close. We won't close the courthouse down. That we cannot do by law. But this has to be closed, the second floor has to be closed down for the imminent threat to the health and safety of the public, because it's been obvious valid concerns by our district clerk, obvious valid concerns by our county clerk, and my office has received numerous calls from residents and constituents regarding them falling from the stairs. So,
Judge, may I say one more?
mhm.
I wasn't saying to close down the courthouse, move our people out of there. That's what I was saying, for safety issues.
Correct.
The courthouse can say it's a museum, whatever they wanna do it, but we need to move our staff from there for safety issues. I've done everything to take care of the courthouse.
According to the master.
It's okay,
Service
Mr. Bell.
no.
We're gonna, and we'll address that, Commissioner Carmona, at a later meeting in terms of, what the future plan is in regards to, moving any staff out of there. Right now, the main concern is the imminent, the pressing, matter of closing that courthouse. So with that being said, what we're gonna do right now is that I'm gonna request the Commissioners Court to give me the authority to sign an order to forward to the district judge, and also to post on our website and the courthouse doors that the second floor courtroom, the courtroom will be closed to the public, meaning that we are going to leave for the time being the county attorney's office available and open for public matters until we can meet with I can meet with Mr. Gonzalez to have a better plan as to where we can coordinate to put him. For right now, I do understand and I respect that his staff may also have some concerns with disabilities. However, for the time being, we will close the second floor courtroom for the public use. That means that the first floor of the historical courthouse will remain open to the public. That is to include the services of the county clerk, the services of the elections committee, and that is also for the election polling site that has been utilized by the county clerk for elections. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved, Judge.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second? Commissioner Urenda seconds. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposition? Motion carries. Mr. Garcia, we will get you a order from my office with my signature indicating that as effective immediately, the second floor courtroom is closed until resolution of the issues that are a threat to the public safety and health. And we will also forward that order, the agenda, and a courtesy letter to District Judge Abascal informing him that he has the first floor, the third floor to utilize to conduct his business.
It's only for the public, right?
It's only for the public. Yes, it'll be just closed for the public, meaning that we'll include in the minutes, Mr. Garcia, that means it's simply for the public so that it is still being used for business. It can still be used by business, and when I say business, I mean employees.
Church, I have a question. How are we gonna control that if we're gonna go to the public? Who's gonna be in there making sure that somebody that doesn't know or understand what just took place ends up walking up there and falls?
I'm gonna open it back up for discussion just because we already voted on it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna open 2.1 up for discussion again to address Commissioner Uranda's concern.
Judge, you haven't called for the vote yet, so it's the vote.
Okay, I thought I did.
You just have a motion and a second.
Okay. In terms of how to address the issue, Commissioner Uranda, to police, if you will, or man, whether people are going to the second floor, perhaps Commissioner Alonso, we can get maybe or I can get maybe the sheriff to close that off. I'm trying to figure out, it's very...
You want to put like a yellow tape?
Yes, and maybe 2 poles, because it's very hard. I mean, the county attorney is still going to go up there. I mean, his office is there. His 2 staff members will still have to go there. So if we completely close it with the tape, they're going to have to tear it off to keep going. So maybe 2 poles, and just having Mr. Garcia and his staff assist the county in monitoring. If you see somebody out of the ordinary that's a public member trying to go out there, if y'all can please advise them. Unfortunately, we have not had any success. I even reached out yesterday to a gentleman to see if he wanted to come in and be courthouse security for the historical courthouse. And unfortunately, with the SB 22, The pay, obviously, the deputies get paid more now, and so it's been kind of difficult to try to get somebody to come in and take that position of courthouse security. That would have been of an assistance. I will talk to the sheriff's office, Sheriff Castañeda, and see if maybe he can, let us utilize a deputy maybe here and there a couple of hours. I'll also send the lady that I have here. But it's very difficult because when I send her to Mr. Garcia, then I have other individuals or electeds here telling me, Judge, why are you sending her over there now? We're empty here. So it's kind of hard to have one person trying to maintain both. But the best that I can do is have Commissioner Alonso put maybe 2 poles with the yellow tape, preventing the public. You would hope that that sign, we'll get you a sign. I'll have Ms. Hernandez.
We got, I can put it cat corner
Mhm.
where, the secretary of the county attorney or Mr. Gonzalez can walk the wall and they can get in. I'll not close it, but I'll put it as close as I can where the stairs begin off the wall and then just put it catty corner.
And I'll have Ms. Hernandez get you a poster that's laminated saying second floor closed to the public, and we'll get that and we'll tape it on there. Hopefully that would be enough notice for the public, that second floor is closed. So, I don't know if that addresses your,
I was just concerned about how we were gonna control that, because knowing that people walk in there and some people obviously won't know what's taking place, as much as we can put it out there. And, especially some of the elderly that.
don't have social media. What I'll do also is that I'll get with our local newspaper today and advise them that to put a notice on an ad for next week to advise the public that the second floor courtroom is going to be closed to the public. I'll also have my staff put something on social media.
Facebook,
Yes,
and the commission.
Yes, social media, and if you can please share it, and have that for the individuals that do use social media. And hopefully, Mr. Mendez, when he puts this meeting up, people can see it on YouTube if they don't necessarily have social media. But if we can just, Ms. Gonzalez, get the word across, Mr. Garcia, for your people that go for services at the county clerk's office. And the only thing we can do is just try to spread it like wildfire, that it's going to be closed until the resolution of the electrical issues, the elevator. So, and I will sit down with Mr. Gonzalez probably next week at his convenience to see how we can best accommodate him. But for purposes of not having court being conducted up there, I think it's best that we close the courthouse, or courtroom, excuse me. Any other discussion before I take a vote? I have a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. There is a second by Commissioner Urenda. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. There is no claim docket. I don't know why that was on there, but there's no claim docket. By law, in an emergency meeting, we can't include any other discussion other than what the pressing matter is. So there is no action, Mr. Garcia, on 3.1. Is there any executive session in regards to the imminent threat? If there's no executive session, I will entertain a motion to recess and adjourn the emergency meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Urenda. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. This meeting has ended. Mr. Garcia?